My presentation was on a cryotherapy chamber. People use cryotherapy machines for their many health benefits and to achieve specific aesthetic goals. It is a widely unfamiliar device, though the process is actually simple. The machine. The cryotherapy machine is basically comprised of a main body, an inner chamber, a control screen, and outside monitors. The overall frame is gray, made out of metal, and approximately 8 feet tall, 5.5 feet wide, and 3 feet deep. This allows a variety of people of all different shapes and sizes to be able to get into the machine. It weighs nearly 1,600 pounds, so it needs an install team. And within the metal walls, a motor works to keep the machine's inner chamber consistently at negative 220 degrees Fahrenheit. The body of the cryochamber. The outside of the chamber has blue LED lights running along the top and bottom edges for aesthetic purposes mainly. The chamber operates electrically, which is pretty unusual for cryo chambers. Most of the other chambers that are similar to this cryo chamber operate using gas, so this one's unique in that way. A standard power source of only 220 volts is required for the machine to run, so that's your typical outlet is all this machine needs to run, which is pretty impressive. The chamber's maximum power consumption is 2.5 kilovolt amps, so that's pretty good as well. A step is required outside the chamber for safety when entering and exiting, and a non-slip mat as well under that. An emergency stop and total reset button are located directly to the left of the control screen in case a problem arises during a session. So that's a good necessary feature of all devices is the emergency stop button and reset. And the reset is especially good if the device powers off unexpectedly. It's good to be able to reset. The inside of the chamber contains a calibrated electric-mechanical lift which responds to commands and adjusts the height of the chamber floor accordingly. So this also allows people of various heights to enter the chamber, and it only takes a few moments for that lift to go up and down as long as nobody's standing on it, but it will work with someone standing on it as well. 6 fans allow even cooling of the upper, middle, and lower sections of the body of someone standing in there. And 6 thermal sensors allow accurate readings of skin temperature, and it only senses the surface of the skin temperature, so it's not trying to cool down your core or anything like that. The machine just focuses on the outside of your skin temperature. And the fans will automatically shut off when the target temperature has been reached. So that's a nice feature of this device. A closer look at some of these elements. There's the 3 chamber monitors, which are up on top of the machine. The lid of the chamber, which will be mentioned later, that keeps the cool in when the machine is not running, and during a session that lid will be taken off and the person's head will come out of the top of that machine. So the whole body will be in the machine and the head will be out of the machine. You can see a glimpse of the control screen right there to the left of the chamber door, and that's used for many different purposes, we'll see later. The chamber door handle, which just allows easy access to the chamber, and the door does not lock. So if a person's in the chamber, it doesn't have a locking mechanism, so they can get out at any time. And down at the bottom is a picture of a side vent, which just allows hot air from the motor to escape so that the whole machine does not overheat. So the control screen and monitors. The control screen is a smart software operating off of a Raspberry Pi, which is a single board computer, and those are pretty cheap and very efficient. And the control screen also provides height, intensity, and time options. It displays a diagram of the body and temperature readings for the operator on a 24-inch ultra high definition touchscreen. So that makes this very accessible. Anyone can use it and they don't need an operator to help them use it. Once someone has this device explained to them once, they can pretty much go off on their own and use it by themselves. This control screen also, yes, it allows settings and features to be easily controlled. So if something goes wrong on the device, if the screens aren't coming on or the cooling isn't working right or the fans turn off, you can just go onto that control screen and click on the settings and easily figure out what's going on. So the monitors up top, they play scenic graphics and contemplative music, which is just another aesthetic purpose for them. They display a diagram of the body with accurate temperature readings. So when someone's in the machine, there will be a diagram of their body and they'll be able to see which areas of their body are cooling down to which temperatures based on the desired temperature they chose at first. So that's a helpful screen to be able to see just while you're doing a session. And the monitors also provide a countdown timer to session completion, which is good for most people to be able to see how long they have left in their session. It's a good reminder. The monitors also verbally notify a person when the session is complete. So that's a safety feature as well, allowing someone just to know exactly when their session is complete so they can get out. And the monitors are also curved for a surround effect, which creates aesthetic purposes. Now these sessions are customizable with this machine. So the height options this machine offers range from 5 feet and 1 inch to 6 feet 6 inches. So quite a big range, and there's a little bit of wiggle room. So 5 foot person, 4'9", they could still do it, and 6'7", 6'8" person, they could do it as well. The time of the session, it can be 1 to 5 minutes long. So just depending on what the person is trying to achieve, what their target is for the session, they can choose based on that. And the intensity can be mild, default, or intense. So that's another thing. The mild cools you to about 50 degrees. The default cools you to about 45 degrees, and the intense cools you to around 40 degrees. That surface skin temperature. And the process of the session as a whole, the first step is to choose lift height and intensity level on the control screen. The second step is to remove the chamber's lid and make sure the inside is free of excess ice. This is for safety as well. You don't want excess ice on that bottom of the lift in case someone might slip. So making sure there's no ice is important. Step 3, you help the person into the machine, close the door, and press start. That's pretty simple, and you'll do all of that just on that touch screen. Step 4 is ensuring the monitors, fans, and control screen are functioning. Sometimes they malfunction, and in that case, you just go to the control screen, check the settings. And step 5 is wiping the chamber down after the session is complete and replacing the lid. So wiping the excess ice out of the machine once again and replacing the lid to make sure that all the cool air does not escape. And those are the basic technicalities of cryotherapy chamber. Thank you.